Okay, my friends, we are back after our painting is dry. I've grabbed some more India ink, cleaned out my water. I grabbed this fruit piece here from, I think from apples or lemons or something. And I thought we might play with that for a little bit. I also have some watercolor paper here if I need it, but I'm thinking I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I thought we might try to do this for some texture. So let's turn this around to the red part first. And I did lay in some purple and blue here and a little bit of more green on this before it dried, just to give it a little bit more depth. And now let's put on our second layer of watercolor. And you can keep going with this. You know, I'm just going to do 2 layers for this painting, but you can keep playing with it. You don't have to stop. So I'm going to spread this out really flat. And I'm going to focus it over this red thing here, this red part. And I think what I'm going to do is create a color. I'm going to use my round brush in my palette, which I'm not going to be able to show you. Well, let me show you that. Let's see if I can do that. So here's my palette. And I'm going to use this darker red and put it here. Might need a little bit more water in there, but I don't want too much water. This particular thing works better, you know, if you don't have a lot of water. And I'm going to just tap it with just a little India ink to give us sort of a darkened maroon color that we're going to put over top of this other thing. The thing that's tricky about this that we're getting ready to do is it has to be pretty tight on the paper, and you have to keep it still and be very careful not to let it move too much. So I'm going to hold it down with one hand like this. I suppose you could tape it into place if you really wanted to. And I'm going to find a flat brush, a wide flat brush, this one here. And I'm going to dip it into my dark color, and let's just see what we can do. This may look good, this may look bad, I don't know. I've had some success with it in the past. I'm holding it with this pinky, and then I'm going to just run this from this spot right here. And I'm going to just go in one direction from the edge. Just like this. Almost like a stencil, but we don't want too much excess on there. We just want to hit it and then carefully lift it, and that gives us a really cool texture that we can play with. I might put that some other places too. So let's switch up our colors a little bit. Let's maybe do something in this yellow here. Maybe we could use a blue on top of that yellow. So let's get some of our blue. We don't even have to make it darker. We'll just use the blue that we used to speckle it. I gotta be careful and I don't mess that up. Be sure that it's you're careful with it, because it will get messed up. Alright, so let's do it a little bit here where this dark spot is, okay? Just to give some texture here. So I'm going to use that same flat brush. Make sure that the red is out of it. So I'm going to clean it really good and dab it on my paper towel. And then I'm going to hit this blue here. I actually like the blue in this palette, the way that it comes. You can't see it because you're off camera, but it's off camera. But okay, so we're going to go in right here, right in this area right here. Okay, just hit it a couple places where that green is already there. Just to lay in a few interesting textures, and then I'm going to pull that out. That one kind of got a little bit blobby. I guess I had more water on there than I realized. That's all right. Maybe we want to put a little bit of this texture in here. You don't want to go too crazy with it, you know, everywhere, but so let's put some areas here. And I'm going to be careful to go over those light spots so that we can actually see some of that texture laying in. It's pretty cool. Some of the other things you can do is you can use alcohol. You can use salt to sprinkle down there. All right, so let's go ahead and lay in layer 2 of some of our other things. We've got those sort of interesting texture things going on there. Let's lay in some darks. I want to do black and white in some spots. I think we might just jump in with black, just for fun. Okay, so I'm going to get a really detailed brush. Okay, this is a pretty small one right here. And just jump in. Just start letting it come into being, okay? All right, so I've got this, I don't know if you can see over here, I have some India ink right here. Right there. I'm going to move it a little over so I don't mess it up, and I don't think that's going to bother you all any. All right, let's lay in some bold marks. Actually, let's not use our detail brush first. Let's use our large round brush. We might even end up using our Sumi brush. We're just going to hit the tip of our ink or our black watercolor, and let's do some really bold moves. Okay, let's see. Let's do something here. And I'm going to lay in these really bold strokes just to get us going. Maybe I might carry this one up. Okay, and I'm even twisting my brush, just like we did with the Sumi brush, to make it bigger in some places and smaller in some places. And I really like the way that this looks, where it has some really super bold places. And if you don't want to go over your work, you can just go in the spaces where you've left it white. Maybe we want to bring some of this craggly over here. And maybe we want to have some sort of angled piece. I don't know if I like that. I think I'm gonna wreck it. And just hit some spots with black in order to create drama. I like to put polka dots inside things sometimes. But I'm being really quick with the laying in of my blacks. Sometimes the things can go over other shapes. Sometimes they can be in the white spaces. And I'm also creating places where I might, go back in and lay in white on top of the black, which creates a lot of drama. I'm just kind of creating some movement in my piece, some drama with contrast using this black against these colors. So I feel like we're almost finished. We're getting there with the black. Maybe I want something here, something thin and then gets fat. Okay. I'm going to do some dots. I do like polka dots, if you hadn't noticed. I enjoy the things you can do. You can make some of them larger, some of them smaller. I do hope you guys will like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. We love to know who's out there and who's a part of the community. And it helps us to get a little bit of traffic to support what we're trying to do here, which is to give to our community. So I hope you consider doing something like that. I'm really not using any rhyme or reason to putting these dots other than just letting it come. Let's do some unexpected circular parts in here. I'm not sure I like it that much, but there I did it. Sometimes that happens. Okay. So this video really was just about layering and exploring, and it is pretty elementary. A lot of my paintings, I have layers that are sometimes 4 and 5 layers deep, sometimes 20 layers deep. So you just never know. And I'm, trying to keep this pretty simple for you guys, just because I want all of our students and kiddos to feel like they can not get bogged down. in the process too much. Just play and have fun. All right, it's a little bit intense, a little bit more black than I planned, but it's pretty cool. All right, so we're going to leave it there for a second. And I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come in with some white watercolor here and put some white watercolor in, okay? So I'm going to stop the video for just a second and let our paper dry. You let yours dry or use your blow dryer, okay? All right, let's throw in some whites real quick. I have some white watercolor here in my palette. I've got plenty of water in there, and I am mixing it really well, okay? Trying to get a good mix of the pigments. Mine is really chalky, if you can see that. I don't really like that much, but this particular watercolor's seen better days. So I'm going to get my thick brush. Make sure I don't have any residual ink on it. I feel like there's a little in there. Okay, so I'm just mixing it up, getting a nice mixed up portion of this. Making sure it's kind of silky so that I don't get granules on my work when it dries from the pigments being dried out, okay? All right, so there's that. I'm going to use my detail brush, and this is what I'll be dipping from right here, okay? So you can see that. All right. So let's go in and lay in, it's mostly dry. There's a few spots where it feels like it's a little tacky, but let's go in and lay in some dramatic marks with the white on top of the black. Normally, watercolor artists don't do that, but I just think it's awesome. Dramatic. To lay in some whites on top of blacks. It looks kind of neat. It kind of makes your work look like it's really thought out, I think. Maybe that's what I like about it. It feels kind of planned. Just a little. And you can even layer the white. You can come back in over the white where you've trailed it off and create sort of mid-tone values by the first layer, and then super whites by the second layer. Okay, so let's come over here and do something fun here. Maybe some dots. I'm moving my work a lot just because I like to look at it from different angles. It kind of helps me to look at the possibilities. So maybe just dots here, not too much. Okay, I think I want to make this a little bit more streamlined here, so I might come into that. Ooh, almost dipped in black. Okay, and you can even go on places that aren't black if you want to. You could put dots in those, or even dots along here. Maybe mingled in. The black ones. I don't know, this kind of has like a graffiti street art feel to me a little bit. It's not really a tag, but maybe we want to do some really big white. I don't know. Let me get my large round brush. Looks like this. Let's see. I might be pushing it too far, but you know me. Pardon me. And I'm going to whiten this back up right here. Sometimes I can go back in and take back territory if I don't like what I've done. And maybe this one. I kind of like that. Maybe a few here, and then I think we'll call it done. Overall, it's pretty fun. I hope you've enjoyed splashing around with me in the watercolor pool. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, here we are. You can look at it any direction that you want because it's abstract. It's just whatever side you like the best. And I'd love to see some of your playing around with abstract watercolor. So don't forget to share your painting on the Facebook page or on the YouTube under the comment section. And again, we really would love to hear from you. So if you enjoy some of the videos that you like on our YouTube channel, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe and leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Have a great day, and don't forget, create every single day. Bye for now, everyone.